Hello humans of the anti-alien resistance, and welcome back to another episode of Generation Films. My name is American Ben. Alan and I made it back from our adventures in Thailand. For those that followed along on Instagram, you got to see some of the stuff we went through. For the rest of you, our food channel is coming soon that will show some footage of our journey. Today on Generation Films, we have to get back to what really matters in life though. Massive weapons. After all, when the intergalactic wars start, our advancements in space combat technology will be of essential importance to our survival as a species. And by our, I of course mean humans, the only tribe that matters. Yes, there will be times when all seems lost and desperate measures are needed. This is where our planet-cracking type weapons will come into play, and we can look to the world of sci-fi to learn about which direction to go in as we start to create such weapons. This is why today we are covering the top 10 most powerful last resort weapons in sci-fi. First up at number 10 is the Death Star. Known officially as the DS-1 orbital battle station, the Death Star 1 was a moon-sized mobile battle station built by the Galactic Empire. Its most significant purpose as a weapon was to fire a super laser capable of destroying planets. We got to see this weapon in action when the congenial Grand Moff Wilhuff Tarkin forced Princess Leia to watch as he ordered the super laser to be tested on her home planet of Alderaan. She didn't seem to care that much, but nonetheless the Death Star destroyed the planet in an instant, making it one of the quickest working planet-cracking weapons and most effective, leaving only a debris field where a planet once stood. At number 9 is the Warhammer Atmospheric Incinerator Torpedo. It's hard to choose just one device capable of exterminatus here, but the cyclonic torpedoes are probably the best and most preferred Imperium method of suffering not the Xenos to live en masse. The Atmospheric Incinerator Torpedo is a cyclonic torpedo deployed from space into low planetary orbit and ignites a runaway thermonuclear reaction chain within the planet's atmosphere that rapidly consumes the planet's free oxygen and initiates a global inferno that burns the entire biosphere to ash. It's not the best way to go, but that's what you get for being an alien. For the aliens out there watching this from their home planets worried, don't worry. The Imperium of Man only uses these weapons in the case of alien planets that pose extinction-level threats to the human race. So if you're a peaceful alien race, you don't have to worry about cyclonic torpedoes decimating your homeworlds. I can't make any promises about exterminatus through massive bombardment though. That might happen. Sorry, Xenos. Number 8 is the Death Cloud from Babylon 5. The Death Cloud was a weapon created by alien race the Shadows to destroy the surface of a planet and thus make it uninhabitable. This is what happens when aliens are allowed to do science. The Death Cloud appears just as it sounds, a cloud of dust and gas, but underneath the cloud lies a network of beams connecting an array of large missile launchers. The cloud encircles a target planet and then launches thousands of multi-megaton thermonuclear missiles at it. The missiles don't detonate in the planet's atmosphere though. They penetrate the planet's crust and explode near the core, causing massive surface disruption in the form of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tidal waves, and other cataclysmic events that tear the planet apart. At number 7 is the Crucible from Mass Effect. Not much is known about the Crucible, other than that it is an ancient and highly complex superweapon built by the Protheans to destroy the Reapers. The Protheans were never able to activate the Crucible, but its schematics survived in a Prothean archive on Mars for 50,000 years. Modern scientists could follow the schematic but not really understand it. They could tell that the Crucible exploited the technology of mass relays around the galaxy, but not how it exactly functioned. When activated by the catalyst, which turns out to be the Citadel itself, the central control hub of the mass relay network, manifested as a young boy, the Crucible becomes an adaptive power source that can release massive amounts of energy throughout the galaxy and can be used in a multitude of different ways, including as a mass eradication device. Despite its mysterious function, the Crucible is included here because of its devastating power, the limits of which are not entirely known. At number 6 is the Dakara superweapon from Stargate SG-1. The Dakara superweapon is a device built into a large mountain on the Milky Way planet of Dakara, capable of reducing all matter to its basic structural components. The device, created by the Stargate building race the Ancients, fires a replicator disruptor wave that breaks down matter to a molecular level and can wash over everything on a planet's surface and in surrounding space. The wave cannot propagate into orbit, but can use Stargate wormholes to become a galactic-scale superweapon, able to be used against all planets within the Milky Way Stargate network, and can wipe out all life on the surface of hundreds of planets at a time. Number 5 is the Nova Bomb from Andromeda. The Nova Bomb, about the size of a 55-gallon drum, is mounted on a missile and fired at a sun in order to cause it to go supernova and destroy everything in a solar system. The Nova Bomb doesn't blow up the sun, but instead destabilizes the star's gravity. While a star's gravity exerts massive inward pressure, an ongoing fusion reaction exerts outward pressure that balances it. The Nova Bomb negates a star's inherent gravity, causing an enormous runaway fusion reaction that unbalances the star's equilibrium. With its gravity destroyed, the hydrogen gas that was undergoing fusion disperses in all directions, causing colossal explosions and decimating everything in its proximity. The Nova Bomb offers the system's Commonwealth in Andromeda a negotiating advantage in that while the Commonwealth did its best to act in good faith, any actor failing to come to the negotiating table knew that the destruction of his or her solar system was always a possibility. At number 4, we have the Infinity Gauntlet seen in the Avengers and other Marvel comics. The Infinity Gauntlet holds the 6 Soul Gems, more commonly known now as the Infinity Stones. With each stone added to the gauntlet, the wearer becomes ever more powerful. The Time Gem grants control over the flow of time. The Space Gem allows for the manipulation of the space-time fabric, implying powers such as teleportation or wormhole creation. The Soul Gem allows for the manipulation of souls both alive and dead. The Reality Gem allows for the manipulation of the natural laws of the universe. The Power Gem allows for the augmentation or inhibition of any force. And the Mind Gem allows for unlimited psionic abilities, including telekinesis and telepathy. Of course, when the gauntlet is complete, its wearer becomes all-powerful, as we see with Thanos' snap that eliminated half the life in the universe. Number 3 is the Genesis device from Star Trek. The Genesis device was a spin on the classic planet cracker. It worked by launching a torpedo-shaped projectile into a lifeless planet, causing a massive explosion and reducing the planet to subatomic particles. A pre-programmed matrix then reassembled these particles into a new atmosphere and environment habitable for humans. The Genesis device was created to combat overpopulation and limited resources, as it allowed for newly habitable planets to absorb populations and provide new resources. This device is still an incredibly powerful weapon though. It could potentially be detonated where life already exists and produce all of the devastation of a typical doomsday device. In the wrong hands, it could be used to quickly wipe out populations and create new territory and resources for malevolent powers. Such was the threat when human augment Khan stole the device and detonated it aboard the USS Reliant, resulting in a cataclysmic explosion and creation of the planet Genesis. Number 2 on our list is the Halo Array. Damn aliens always create the most destructive weapons. Keep that in mind when they claim to come in peace. The Halo Array is a network of colossal ring-shaped superweapons known individually as Halo Rings. Created by the Forerunners in 98,445 BCE, the first 12 rings in the Halo Array were intended as an ultimate weapon to secure the preeminence of the Builder class in Forerunner society and as a last resort against the newly encountered Flood, a sentient life form consuming parasitic race. 6 additional smaller but more lethal rings would be created for a total of 18 rings. Eventually 11 were destroyed, leaving the 7 that are commonly known as the Halo Array. So what does the array do? Well, it is designed not to kill the Flood directly, but the food source of the Flood, all sentient beings in the galaxy, and thus starve the Flood to death. Each installation is separated from the others by thousands of light years, but the entire network can be activated remotely from the Ark, another Forerunner installation. When the array is activated, each installation shoots a burst of faster-than-light cross-phase supermassive neutrinos tuned to emit a harmonic frequency that destroys the nervous system of any life form within range. The range of each ring being 25,000 light years. Said basically, it eliminates all complex life forms in the galaxy, including the Forerunners themselves. At number 1 is the Reality Bomb from Doctor Who. The Reality Bomb was a super weapon created by the Dark Lord of Skaro himself, Davros, for use by the warrior race, the Daleks. This mega bomb worked by canceling out the electrical fields holding atoms together, and thus had the power to wipe out the entire universe except for those within the Crucible, the Dalek flagship. The reality bomb could actually penetrate the time rift at the heart of the Medusa Cascade and spread to every parallel universe and alternate dimension, destroying every form of life in every universe, except for the Daleks, of course, whose aim was to be the only race in all of existence. The reality bomb is just boringly powerful, as its effects are the destruction of everything. But that said, it's hard to list any other superweapon as more powerful than this one. Well, that's the video. Please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Let me know if I missed any important weapons as well. I'm still jet lagged from Thailand, so I apologize if I did. For now, I'm American Ben, reminding you to never forget the men and women who have perished across the universe fighting aliens. Heroes who died protecting freedom. We fight on for them, my brethren, and for Argentina. I'll catch you next time. Generation Films, peace.